Hey everyone, I got a very special unboxing today, and this is the brand new E-flite Turbo Timber Evolution 1.5 meter. Now I know what you're saying. In fact, I can already hear the guys on RC Group saying it right now. It's another timber. No, so hold on a second here. So it's not just another timber. This new Timber Evolution is really considered, it's the next step up in the timber lineup, and it replaces the current turbo timber that replaced the original timber, which is the one that I own and currently have in the hangar. So really think of this timber as really a like the new model year timber. Like, so if you go to the car dealership and they have the new model coming out, the old one is gone, the new model is in. That's exactly what this is here. And the Timber Evolution really has taken a lot of the voice of customer from listening to the guys on the forums, the comments on Facebook, listening to the timber owners and applying what they've been asking for and what they are talking about and putting that into this new aircraft. And that's one of the things you're really going to see in the Turbo Timber Evolution as we kind of get it out of the box here and talk about it. You're going to see a lot of the improvements that are made, and these are really in the direct result of listening to the customers who have the original timber and the new turbo timber. So it's really the best of all the timbers, if you think of it that way. This is this is a new model of the timber. There really still remains only 4 timber models available. As I mentioned before, this is going to replace the turbo timber that exists today. So the lineup for timbers going forward will be the UMX Turbo Timber, which replaced the original timber, or UMX timber, and you'll have the Turbo Timber Evolution, the Timber X, the more of the aerobatic 3D capable aircraft, and then you have the Night Timber. So we're still down to only 4 timbers. So yes, this is a new timber, but it's really a new model, a new version of the timber. And I think this one, the way I look at it, reading over the specs and everything on it, this really truly is the best one yet. It's got some increased durability, it's got some increased features, it's got a lot of really cool stuff they've done to it. It's a lot smarter than the previous ones as well, with a lot of the new smart technology in it. And so we're going to talk about that after we get everything out of the box here, and we kind of go through all the pieces and parts. And then we're going to go ahead and assemble the model, and then we're going to do a product overview video, and in which we are going to kind of explore all those features and benefits of everything they did inside this new Turbo Timber Evolution to make it really what I consider the best timber yet. And then so while I go ahead and get the Turbo Timber Evolution out of the box, let's just talk about a few things to start with. This new model here, by far, is the smartest, most capable, and durable timber yet. The E-flite Turbo Timber Evolution 1.5 meter is the most convenient, capable, and durable version of the popular STOL-capable model yet. Upgrades includes a top-mounted hatch, stronger gear mounts, smart electronics, and even more to make it better than ever. Many RC pilots, including myself, got their very first taste of a STOL-capable aircraft with the original E-flite timber model. It was friendly handling, it had nimble sport performance, and takeoff and landing almost anywhere capabilities made it one of the most popular RC aircraft of all time. And it's widely acclaimed as a highly recommended as a next step aircraft after a trainer. That's kind of what I used mine for. It was kind of an advanced trainer, and this Turbo Timber Evolution continues on with that tradition. A lot of the new upgrades really make this aircraft more durable, has more convenience, and even more capabilities than ever. And it also has a new paint scheme that really gives it a fresh and modern look. So this product has really evolved into one of the smartest, most convenient, capable, and durable timbers yet. Everything from the shock-absorbing landing gear to the Tundra-style tires to the LED landing system, navigation, and probes. So, all right, now we got it out of the box. Let's go ahead and talk about the parts. All right, so we have everything out of the box now. Wow, it's pretty cool to see this thing on the table. And as usual, everything comes so well packed from Horizon Hobby. They really do a fantastic job packing the aircraft in there. No real big surprises. Just take your time getting everything out, and you'll be rewarded with a lot of pieces and parts of this timber. However, if you're familiar with the timbers at all, none of this should look very foreign to you. But there are a lot of pieces and parts because the aircraft does include a lot of things with it. So let's go ahead and just kind of do a brief run through on the parts that come with this brand new Turbo Timber Evolution. All right, we'll get started here with the just working through these parts. And the first one we'll talk about here is the wing. Looks very similar to the on the exterior to the wing that the original Timber or the Turbo Timber has. We have flaps installed. We have ailerons, of course. But what makes this one a little bit different is it's much stiffer. This is one of the things about the Timber Evolution is that the wings are considerably stiffer than they were on let's say like the original Timber. So you'll actually have a lot more ability to kind of have some more authority in the air, especially with the aileron, so you'll be able to roll a little bit quicker. And also they just, you can just see they do not have any flex at all. I don't even have the spar in there. What's unique about the Turbo Timber Evolution compared to the previous generations is the use of a lot more of composite material in stiffening up the airframe and the wings. And that's evident here, even when you just get this the first wing out of the box here and take a look at it. It does include the LED navigation and strobe lights, just like the original and the Turbo Timber. One thing that I do really like, they have a new pin connector that makes the installation of the wing vastly better than before. I never liked having to plug in all those leads, so I created a huge extension on mine, my original one, so that I could transport it with the wings removed, but everything's still plugged in. And they have really made this awesome pin connector that plugs into the fuselage. That's going to make field assembly so much quicker. Because unfortunately, with the this 1.5 meters aircraft, it will not fit in my my little Fiesta hatchback, so I got to take the wings off. And they've obviously made that process much easier thanks to this pin connector. These servos are also Metal Gear servos, which is fantastic. They were not Metal Gear servos on my original Timber. I had to do the upgrade to that myself. But on the Turbo Timber Evolution, you do get the Metal Gear servos installed right from the factory. If you're familiar with the Timbers, you also know that you get the leading edge slats here. I don't know if I'll put these on or not. That's I'll have to decide on that a little bit later. But they're included in here, and of course they attach right here on the leading edge. And there are two of them that you get with that. You also get this brand new paint scheme that you see here, this bright red and black paint scheme that is new for the Turbo Timber. You got some black stripes on the bottom, which really help for orientation as well. Carbon fiber wing spar. This actually does look, without putting them side by side, it does look like this is a thicker wing spar than my original Timber. I think I remember that one being a much thinner material, but it's been a little bit since I've checked that. And of course, you have your bag of hardware here. For the assembly of the Turbo Timber, you don't have to glue anything. Everything is bolted together, and all your hardware is in here. And there's really not that much hardware to it. Otherwise, you get the nylon screws and this little joiner cap here for the wings, very similar to the original Timber and the Turbo Timber. So if you're familiar with those planes already, this is no big surprise at all. Next up, we have both of the horizontal stabilator. Once again, nothing really new here. These slide into place and then are screwed in to secure them to the airframe, and you got that new paint scheme evident on there as well. Just like the Turbo Timber, the Evolution comes with the three-bladed prop here, and it comes with a spinner as well. The original Timber, of course, came with a two-blade prop. Which I always thought was pretty cool, but now when you see one with a three-blade prop, you're like, yeah, maybe the three-blade prop is actually a little bit cooler than my two-blade. One thing that I usually do is I always paint the tips on these, and I think a white tip with a red stripe on it, I think on this prop would fit this aircraft very well. So if you want to do that, the time to do it is before you assemble it. And I also think it looks totally cool when it's come taxiing towards you and you got the prop spinning there with the outlines on it. Now we're going to go over to the fuselage here, and boy, this thing is very impressive in person here. It's of course got the turboprop nose on it, so just like the same as you do from the Turbo Timber. So it's a lot longer of a nose and a little bit more tapered than the original Timber. And then of course you have the turbine exhaust exits here as well. One thing to note that is very cool about the new one. You see what I just did there? Look at that. The hatch is on the top. I tell you what, one of the things that always drove me nuts about my original Timber was having to flip the airplane upside down to put the battery and flip it back over again. Boom. the hatch comes off the top now. It's magnetic catch, and the other thing that's cool, all around the edges here, they've added plastic. So no more dinging up the foam or anything, taking the battery hatch on and off. I think that is absolutely fantastic. And you can see the composite reinforced tubes inside here. There are 4 carbon fiber rods in this nose section here, stiffening up the area that goes from basically the wings forward. So you can see where that composite structure is really starting to kind of make its presence known in the Turbo Timber Evolution. You do get, it is the new IC3 plug that is inside this. The aircraft is capable of a wide range of batteries. Everything from a 2200 3S, one of my all-time favorites, all the way up to a 4000 4S battery. Yeah, that's a massive battery to put inside here. But you know what? It's got a big battery tray, so you can definitely put that in there. I imagine with that big of a battery, you can fly this thing around all day long. It's going to be impressive. You do have the new Avian ESC buried down inside there. That's a 60 amp ESC, so no modifications needed if you want to go 3S to 4S. But beware that some of the 4S batteries, like the real large 4000s, do have the IC5 connector, so you'll need an adapter to connect these two together. But if you're flying the like a 2200 3S, 4S, 3300 size, it has the IC3 connector already, so no problems there. So no modifications if you do want to go ahead and run 4S. It's good to go as is. I'll probably fly mine mostly on 3S, but we'll most certainly give it a shot in 4S as well. Just like the Turbo Timber, you do have the pair of landing lights here right up into the cowl there. And we're going to go ahead and put the battery tray, or the hatch cover back on here and continue our walk-around tour of the aircraft. Inside, you have the new AR637TA receiver, and you also have metal gear servos that are already pre-installed. So another real nice feature that you come right from the factory on this. And then you also have the plugs in the back that the wire harnesses from the wings plug right into. Strobe lights, the rotating beacons are already installed here right from the factory, which are really look to be the same ones that the original Timber came with as well. And then, of course, our large rudder here with installed tail wheel. One thing I do want to note before we kind of move on away from the fuselage here is the landing gear. There's been a number of people who've been kind of having some issues with tearing out the landing gear or damaging the foam around the landing gear on the Timber. I've never had that problem. I have plenty of flights on mine, never had any issues at all. But, really this is a fantastic second aircraft. You move from a trainer to a second aircraft. And I think because of that, I think there needs to be a little bit more durability in terms of the this gear structure area here to really help out, especially with beginner pilots or really, really rough field conditions. Not everybody's going to have a putting green. So knowing that, the engineers over at Horizon Hobby redesigned this entire section here and made it far more robust than before. So the landing gear looked the same. They are spring-loaded just as they were before with these gigantic Tundra-style tires on it. But the mounting structure here is improved with the Turbo Timber Evolution. So it's really making this thing a very durable airframe with all the composite material that reinforces the foam. You have the upgraded landing gear mounts down here. And with the new Smart ESC and the 637TA, this really becomes one of the smartest and most durable Timbers to date. Then we'll move on here to the really some of the last pieces here. I'm not going to get all the float parts out, but what I love about the Timber models is right from the factory you get you get floats right with it. And I have to say, I fly a lot of different float planes, and I always considered these to be like the high watermark of floats. And one of the reasons is because you have the spring-loaded rudder on the back. Each float has a rudder that is spring-loaded, and it also connects with these wires here right up to the rudder. So no unsightly guide rods or having to have servos down by the water. It uses this clear fishing line to do it. And that is a fantastic setup. And what I love about the spring-loaded rudder is that if you land on, let's say you land in kind of a marshy area and you want to taxi right up to the right up to the shore there, and you end up running aground a little bit, the rudder just floats, just kind of pops up out of the way there, so you don't have to worry about any damage. Plus, you can land this on damp grass as well. I've done that a few times with mine. Land on damp grass, the rudder simply pops up out of the way. Really love these floats. Plus, they got the splash guards in here as well. I think this thing is it's a wonderful float plane. I wish my Twin Otter had this on here as well. The rudders are more fixed in the down position, so I always think maybe I can try to incorporate that on my Twin Otter someday. But yeah, these are fantastic floats. All the pieces and parts to attach the floats are included in here as well. And one last new cool thing that this has, which unfortunately I won't be able to use because I don't have enough channels on my radio, is motor reversing. So yeah, that's right. So this has the ability to back up on the ground. So if you're even in the water or if you're on the ground, you want to need to taxi backwards, this has the ability to do it. And of course, with being the bind and fly model, you do get safe select, so you can bind it with or without safe. It also includes AS3X, which is on all the time. So that wraps up the unboxing of the brand new Turbo Timber Evolution. So yeah, that's right. It is another Timber, but really it's the new model year of the Timber. And you got to think of it in that way. And this truly is the smartest and most durable Timber to date. So let's, I'm going to go grab some tools and start putting this wonderful aircraft together, because once we do that, we get one step closer to getting it to the field. So if you guys got any questions at all on the new Turbo Timber Evolution from E-flite, by all means, leave your comments below. I will do my very best to answer them. Of course, this is a brand new model, so there's not going to be a lot of information out there online, but keep an eye out, obviously, on the Horizon website. They'll have a full write-up with a complete list of all the specifications on it. And by all means, anything else you guys need, leave your comments below. I'm more than happy to help out. Talk to you later.